Hi there. I'm pretty excited today because we've got the Microsoft Surface Pro X here, both the Surface Pro X unit and the keyboard and pen kit. But as you can see, it's in that brown packaging again. So we have the Surface Pro X 4 business models here, not the standard retail models. These are special models that we get through corporate channels. As you can see, as I go ahead and open up the keyboard, it's all in brown packaging. So you can see that rather than having a lot of plastic and additional packaging materials, we've just got this nice recycled cardboard. And there is the new Surface Pro X keyboard and the brand new Slim Pen, which it's the first time I've held it, so I'm pretty excited about that. I'll get rid of this one here. And we've got the Pro X in the box here as well. And inside of that box, we've got, once again, no plastic at all, which is really awesome. And just that Pro X, which feels really slim in my hand. And I'm going to go and take this paper packaging off of it. And you can see that in the box here as well, pretty much all we've got is that little card that tells you what it is, our warranty and documentation, and our power cord. So I'm going to put them together, have a quick look around. We've got the kickstand, just like the other Surface Pro models. Oh, I'm really noticing those curved edges on the Pro X. Of course, how thin it is compared to the regular Surface Pro as well. And see if I can get it hooked up with the keyboard there. Feels a little different the way the keyboard's set up there. But boy, you can see what an amazing screen this will be. Got this almost borderless screen here. Roughly the same form factor as the current Surface Pro 7, but with a much bigger screen with much smaller bezels there. Keyboard looks and feels just very, very similar to the regular Surface Pro keyboard, but of course with the addition of that self-charging new Surface Pen there too. I heard that you can drop this pen in any position and it will find its way back into the right spot, and it'll orient itself so that it can charge as well, and that seems to work there too. The only other thing I'm noticing too is that on the back we have this little hatch that's there so that you can actually remove and replace the SSD or the drive. Something to note about the Surface Pro business line again is that these come with very different warranty options to the retail lines. They have a business warranty, which offers features like advanced replacement. So if a hardware fails, you can actually get a new unit sent before you need to send the existing one back. And they also come with Windows 10 Pro, which is different to the standard retail models too, which just come with Windows 10 Home. Let's get it started up. Okay, so I've got my power adapter out. I'm just going to plug that in somewhere here. Oh, it sits in a different spot. It's up the top here. Being such a thin machine, what I'm really noticing, I've got the Surface dock or connect port over here that I'm charging it from right now. But over here on the left side, I've got two really small USB-C ports, and that's really all of the connectivity that we've got. What I'm looking forward to is that I could actually just use this USB-C port with a monitor that has USB-C built in, or a docking station, to both charge and connect the device to other peripherals. So I'm going to try that out a bit later. Power button's over here on the right hand side and the volume rockers on the left. So that's a little bit of a different layout to the regular Surface Pro. The thing about the Surface Pro X that a lot of people have been talking about, it does have an ARM processor in it, and that's one of the reasons it's so thin compared to the Surface Pro 7. That different style of processor rather than the Intel processor allows us to have a much thinner form factor. In theory, it'll give us better battery life and potentially quite good performance as well. But it also brings in some limitations which we need to, I guess, really investigate and examine. The ARM-based processor runs Windows 10 on ARM instead of the regular version of Windows 10. And because of that, it actually emulates the Intel processing environment on the ARM processor, which means that some of our applications may not work and some of our applications may run a little slower than we're used to. So we're going to investigate that with a few applications, maybe things like Bluebeam Review, which is a PDF application that we use quite a lot. We'll also compare that to Drawboard PDF, which we really like and recommend as well. I'm going to run our own internal camera software that we've written in-house called GeoTabCam. I'm going to run that on here and see how that works. And also we'll have a go at Photoshop and perhaps programs like Adobe Lightroom to see how they perform on this device. But that said, the key thing about this device is it's really going to suit people who are office workers. So if you work out of Microsoft Office apps like OneNote and Teams and Outlook and things like that, they'll be just fine on this type of device. But if you use some specific software that maybe requires a really high-end performance, needs to run in 64-bit mode, things like that, then this is probably not the right device for you. So as this is turning on, we're seeing the edgeless, almost edgeless or bezel-less display there, which is pretty cool. I'm going to set up the face recognition now so that I can use that instant face log on that we really love about the Surface Pro line. Now that I've got it logged in, I might just give Instant On a quick try out. So I'm going to just shut the lid of the keyboard there, and I'm going to open it up again and see if it turns on and logs me straight in. That's pretty cool. So we'll see how reliably that works, but again, that's another one of the benefits of having an ARM processor in this device, is that we can actually have that instant on type experience, and that when we turn off the device and store it for a day or two, maybe over the weekend, we're going to come in on the Monday and it's going to have retained most of its charge. Instead of, one of the drawbacks of an Intel-based device is that they do consume a bit of power when they're in standby. So now that I've got it all set up and configured, I'm going to go and load my software on there and give things a bit of a test. I'm really going to be thinking about how this device compares to some of the other options that are out there. Obviously the iPad Pro. When I think about using an iPad Pro, in many ways it's a compromise. In many ways it isn't as well. There's some unique advantages to this sort of device. And perhaps some of those are present here. Things like that instant on and that standby that doesn't lose power. But I'm also going to think about how I use the Surface Pro 7, which I really love. This is an awesome new device. And I'm going to think about the differences between using this and the Surface Pro X, and we'll see which one's better in different scenarios. And I'll even compare the performance of the Surface Pro X compared to the Surface Go as well. They're all different choices, they're all different sizes and form factors, but those are some of the devices that I really see in a similar categories for perhaps maybe a primary device for a mobile worker, or perhaps a companion device for somebody who goes out, does a few meetings and a bit of design work. So make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit like if you like this video. We'll be bringing you some more videos about this Surface Pro X very soon.